Alright, it's time for the August previews. Catalog, the big catalog. Start going through some new things that are out there. And anything else I decide to talk about. Starting out with Vicarous, number 1 of 5. This is done by Ryan Perot, Eleonora Carlini, and Mattea Lacono. Enter Justin, an aimless 20-something desperate for human connection and excitement. After a dangerous encounter reveals itself as a fortuitous opportunity, Jason finds just what he's looking for in the secret world of proxies. Young, pretty, ambitious hustlers like himself who allow the rich access to their feelings and experiences through a technological implant. Does Justin have what it takes to make it in this seductive new world? And this is pretty cool looking. The way it has that glowing effect to the imagery and stuff. And the artwork looks decent. A little cartoony, but not too bad. Oh yeah, The Creeping Below, number 1 by Brian Azzarello, Vanessa Del Rey, and Hilary Jenkins. In nature, there are gods older than the devil. Nothing can prepare you for what's coming in this violent, electrifying descent into this bloody, black, metal-infused revenge saga. Val, an American metalhead attending a festival in Oslo, begins her numerous pilgrimage into the vast depths of vengeance. After her victimization at the hands of a charismatically vile local band, the old gods of Norse mythology guide her along her path in the name of women everywhere. Will she walk a warrior's path or become a behemoth beyond human recognition? And this is a pretty kick-ass looking cover too. The storylines aren't pulling me in too much. But that is a pretty cool cover. I love how you got this giant bull elk looking thing with vampire teeth. It's very interesting. I want to know more about it, and that's a Mike Deodato Jr. cover. But yeah, the imagery and the storylines, interesting. Kind of a somewhat painted, somewhat drawn art style. Got some interesting looking creatures hanging out underneath the music venue. I'm sure it's like demons that are just waiting for the right song to possess all the people in the crowd or something. There's another interesting looking Jay Lee cover. But yeah, I wouldn't mind checking that out, but I'll wait for the trade on that one. Because it looks like it's going to have a lot of interesting covers, so I want to get them all in the trade if I do pick it up. Why would I have... Okay, I see what happened. My numbering was off a little bit there. Alright, we jump a few pages forward. Maybe. To Power Rangers Across the Morphin Grid. Done by lots of artists and writers. What's better than an anthology featuring a character of each main Power Ranger color? One where each corresponding actor writes their character's story. I like that the actors are writing their own story for their characters. That's awesome. Featuring Yellow Zeo Ranger Tanya Sloan, Black Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Zach Taylor, Blue Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Billy Cranston, the second Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Rocky DeSantos, and Pink Hyperforce Ranger Chloe Ashford. Discover a whole host of exciting stories from every corner of the Morphin Grid. I'm just not into the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That was a little bit past my time. So I'm so freaking old. But I have been getting more interested in them lately, especially when they've had a different one show up at the Mighty Con in Milwaukee. The past couple of years, I think they've had 3 of them now. I think we have another one on the, yeah, there's another one in the next one coming up in September, I believe. We got The Displaced by Ed Brisson, Luca Casalanguida, and Dee Knief. The city of Oshawa, Ontario is gone, without a trace. No one remembers it, or the 170,000 missing people that also disappeared. The survivors, who were lucky enough to be out of town when it happened, are few, and strangely, their memories are fading fast. The only way to survive is to seek each other out and work together. While being forgotten can have its upsides when it comes to less than legal means of making ends meet, the dwindling survivors will have to deal with the moral conflicts between them, along with the baseline of hopelessness in a world that left them behind. As the variety of skills left between the remaining displaced shrinks, what ends will they go to for their own survival? Okay. Come on, one more page here. Yeah, Cyanide and Happiness, Stab Factory 20th Anniversary. Second time I seen something with these characters. I was wanting to see some imagery of the book, because I think it might be like Sunday Comics feel to it. But yeah, Chris Wilson, Rob Den Blecker, and Dave McElfatrick working on this one. Once again, those creators combined some of their best strips and a host of never-before-seen comics into this dark collected book, all dressed up for the 20th anniversary of their creation, in the best, sickest tradition. Cyanide and Happiness's adorable stick figures and the wildly inappropriate topics they cover, including cannibalism, murder, and incest. I don't really care to read much about that stuff. It is not only reminiscence of early 2000s web humor, but offers a timeless, profane sensibility all its own. It's like, why did incest become such a big goof around topic in the 2000s? It's like, because hopefully it's happening way less because of societies and culture and electronics and all that stuff. They tease it way more now, talking about it and joking about it. Don't think that's a good thing to be joking about. And I'm not into cannibalism and stuff. So was never into those storylines either, but yeah, I was curious about those characters and stuff, but after seeing those 3 highlighting points, I don't think it's going to be in my pull list. We have Persephone from Loic Locatelli Kurnowski, possibly. It's like Kournwsky. We need some vowels between there. Persephone is an ordinary girl, which is exactly what is bothering her. She may be the adopted daughter of the famous magician Demeter, but Persephone struggles to find her place alongside such a force of nature. Driven by recurring nightmares as well as building curiosity, Persephone decides to explore the secrets of her birth, which everyone seems rather intent on keeping from her, with or without help. Persephone will embark on an epic adventure deep into the underworld where she'll discover far more than she bargained for. Alright, we got jump a few pages here. The Terminator, #1, by Declan Shelby, Luke Sparrow. The plans to kill Sarah Connor and her son John have failed, but the genocidal Skynet isn't out of options yet. There are still a few more avenues into the past that will allow it to destroy the human resistance that is poised to smash its processors into silicon shrapnel. It just needs to expand its theater of operations. Opening a new front in the war, Terminators are dispatched across the globe and throughout time to target current resistance fighters, their ancestors, and anyone else unlucky enough to be in the strike zones. And while none of these secondary assignments are as straightforward as the missions of the first T-800 and T-1000, time is literally on the machine's side when all of history becomes a war zone. Nowhere and no when is safe. I like the first couple movies. I don't know why we gotta keep going on with all the series and stuff I tried to watch, but if you know me, I hate. There's a variety of different covers, a little story thing from Declan Shelby, history type thing. Some more pages, the final will be in color. But I hate time travel. It makes no sense because, like they're showing, now they're going to send a bunch of Terminators to a bunch of different time eras, time periods, and then that'll give you enough fodder to make a bunch more movies and series and stuff, and it's like, it'll never end. If you use time travel, they're just going to bounce around and wipe everything out, so it's just, I don't know. I just can't get into it. I like the multiverse concept way better than time travel. It's like they always said, if time travel's ever real, I'm going to hop in a time travel machine, I'm going to come back to right now, and I'm going to do this, or tell myself this, or then they sit there waiting and waiting. Oh, I guess they didn't invite time travel yet because I didn't come back to talk to myself. Like Bill and Ted. You think everybody's going to get access to those time traveling machines? Hell no. The government's going to take control of everything, and no one's even going to know they're out there until it's way too late. But got Barbarella #1 by Blake Northcott, Anna Marazova. Fresh off saving the universe, yeah, she works big. From being enslaved by self-proclaimed gods in Barbarella the center cannot hold, Barbs and Vix are ready for a little R&R. But they're about to discover that not all planets are created equal. In fact, some are downright unreal. Meanwhile, in another quadrant of the galaxy, something is off with Earth's oldest and most venerable colony. Something that only Barbarella's uniquely well-rounded skills can resolve. So I got the old, like 90s, 80s, 90s, or whatever it was, Barbarella run. But I don't remember if I ever read it or not. I will have to check it out. They got a variety of covers. They even got a nude cover here that they're actually showing. I suppose they can show it because there's no nipples or anything highlighted. So, and Blake Northcott has a little thing in here, some interior artwork. Yeah, some little interesting little characters there. Probably end up being like Trouble with Tribbles all of a sudden from Star Trek. A bunch of little creatures attacking and reproducing like crazy. Alright, going to The Last of the Gladiators. James LaRosa this is James LaRosa Jr. and Jonathan Bantkin and Giorgio Pontrelli are working on this. James LaRosa was truly a larger-than-life figure, an attorney who was at the center of some of the most important criminal cases of the 20th century. He is also the father of 4 children, Susan Nancy Thomas and James M. LaRosa Jr., who would spend the last 5 years of his father's life learning and recording the amazing history presented here. Based on LaRosa Jr.'s acclaimed memoir of the same title, Last of the Gladiators tells the story of how he found his own identity and place in the world while growing up as the son of one of the most outsized and outrageously successful personalities in the history of New York City. A father whom LaRosa Jr. always called his true north. I don't know. James M. LaRosa, I don't know that name. Looks like a name I should maybe know, but was like a famous trial lawyer, so I'm supposed to know about that guy. And I don't know. That's kind of a weird comic to put out, in my opinion, but these are final pages, but they'll be in color by Giorgio Pontrelli. Yeah. I have no interest in it. It's not really grabbing me in any way, shape, or form. Alright, where are we at here? My page is covered up. Jump ahead a few. To the Powerpuff Girls Halloween Special #1 by Amanda Diebert and Kat Staggs. With spooky season kicking off, Buttercup has set her sights on winning the Townsville Gazette's contest for the best Halloween horror comic. And what better place to find inspiration than a big old possibly haunted hotel. But even though it also has a cool hedge maze, there's one problem with spending Halloween at the Townsville Hotel. There's nowhere to trick or treat, and Bubbles and Blossom are determined to show off their costumes and get some candy. If only they can convince Buttercup that all work and no play will make her a dull Powerpuff Girl. Of course, Townsville being Townsville, there's also no shortage of nefarious malefactors prowling around, just waiting for the chance to catch the girls off guard. Will their Halloween bickering keep the petite powerhouses from thwarting their villains? Hey, stranger things have happened. I don't know why they wouldn't have houses to trick-or-treat in. You would assume that a hotel would be in a town, and so there'd be lots of other houses to trick-or-treat at. But, I don't know. Wouldn't think the hotel would be out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, now we're taking a big jump to the Ice Children. This is by M.G. Leonard and Penny Novell Lee. At the stroke of midnight on the dawn of December, 5-year-old Finn Albedo is found frozen in the city park, standing on a pedestal of ice. His heart is beating. He is smiling serenely, but no one can wake him. Finn's big sister Bianca suspects that the beautiful, sparkling book Finn got from the library has something to do with it. But the book has vanished. Does the tall, mysterious stranger who first discovered Finn know more than they will admit? Each day more children are found frozen, and Bianca realizes she's running out of time. Her quest to discover the truth and rescue her little brother hurls her into a fantastical winter wonderland, full of beauty and danger, where all is not as it seems. Can Bianca save her brother and the other ice children before they are forever lost? I'm sure that's a pretty decent storyline. Okay, now jumping over to RuneScape, Untold Tales of the Gods War. Looks like they got a lot of different covers. The artwork looks interesting. Looks like we got an animated skull in the storyline also. It's like RuneScape's off the video game, right? The comic debut of seminal fantasy MMORPG. It's massive multiplayer online role-playing game, if you're wondering. RuneScape expands on the fan-favorite God Wars dungeon questline. Delve into the Temple of Lost Agents during the catastrophic and iconic God Wars, as 4 warring armies fight for control of the God Sword, the only weapon capable of killing a deity. Trapped in the center of the conflict is Maro, who dreams of breaking free of his master's clutches. I want to know more about the animated skull. That's what I care about. We got Minky Woodcock, The Girl Called Cthulhu, number 1 of 4. It's got that old noir style art to it. You can see in the pages. The plucky detective returns with an occult horror twist. Sensational artist, author, and playwright Cynthia Von Bueller melds her glorious illustrations with the eldritch elements of H.P. Lovecraft and Aleister Crowley. Inspired by a true World War II maritime operation, shocking satanic events, monstrous men, and one salacious sea creature. This 3rd series tells the tales of Minky's encounter with legendary horror writer H.P. Lovecraft, creator of the dreaded Cthulhu, which I can't stand H.P. Lovecraft. I don't care for those style characters and stuff. Not my cup of tea. Alright, jumping over to Girl Rebels. 6 Girls, 5 Empowering Adventures. This is follow the stories of incredible women in modern history, including Greta Thunberg, Emma X. Gonzalez, and Malala Yousafzai, among others. Beautifully illustrated by a diverse internal creative team. Fans of extraordinary real-life stories will love this. And it's got decent artwork. Looks like a very realistic feel to it. But I'm not getting no storyline from them or anything, so not my cup of tea, I guess. We got Miss Tree, Fallen Tree, by Max Allan Collins and Terry Beatty. The 6th sensational installment in the hard case crime books of Miss Tree. Join Michael Tree, the 6-foot, 9mm carrying private detective, on her thrilling adventures. No case is too small, no violence too extreme, just as long as it gets the job done. There we go. Peanuts! You're the greatest, Charlie Brown. This timeless classic comic strip is beloved by fans of all ages and continues to find new fans alike. The latest edition in the hugely popular Peanuts facsimile series sees the release of the 16th volume in the series, featuring 126 pages of classic Peanuts daily newspaper strips from 1963 and 1964. You get Charlie Brown and what's her name, the evil one, going up, seeing Linus hanging up in a tree. It's your fault, you know, he says to her. First you volunteered him for a PTA Christmas program, and when he survived that, you turned right around and volunteered him for the PTA New Year's program. It's your fault he's up in that tree. Can't you at least say something to him? And she just looks up to him with her normal verbiage, normal speak. Just says, "You blockhead." Yeah, the Peanuts box set, Peanuts Revisited, Peanuts Every Sunday, good grief, more Peanuts. The second classic Peanuts collection, a timeless classic comic strip beloved by fans of all ages. Over pages of classic Peanuts daily and Sunday newspaper comic strips to enjoy. Yeah. I always read Peanuts. They weren't overly great comics, but they were enough to keep me reading them over the years. Come on, 2 more pages. There we go. It's Star Wars Insider, the High Republic Starlight Stories Digest Edition. Experience the galaxy centuries before the struggle of the Rebel Alliance against the Galactic Empire. A compendium of short stories from the High Republic era, collected from the pages of Star Wars Insider. In a new digest-sized edition, characters such as Jas and Pika, Adran, Chief of Security Gal Tarpan, Administrator Velko Jahan, and Jedi Master Skier feature in a variety of tales aboard Starlight Beacon. And there's another Star Wars Insider, and didn't you know they were still making those? I had a bunch of them, pretty much cut them up and used them for other stuff. But Star Wars fans would probably be yelling at me for doing that. They had a lot of good imagery that I could use elsewhere instead of having a huge pile of old magazines that I'd probably never go through again. You got Godzilla, the official cookbook. I mean, of course you got to have that in your kitchen. Get ready to unleash the culinary powers of monstrous flavors with Godzilla, the official cookbook. Inspired by the Toho Godzilla movies and creatures, featuring a wide variety of fun kaiju-themed food and drink recipes to suit all taste and skill levels, including the scrumptious Guaczilla, the delicious Gigan's wings, and awesome Mechagodzilla head cake. Embark on a gastronomic journey like never before, exploring a menu as vast as the Pacific Ocean, from fiery drinks that erupt with flavor to starters that capture the essence of destruction. Every recipe is crafted to unleash your inner food monster. They got a Tokyo train car sandwich one that they're showing a picture of. There's the Guaczilla. It's basically guacamole with the blue corn chips, it looks like, and then you put a bunch of the guacamole back into the split avocado so it looks like an egg, a Godzilla egg that's breaking open. We got Hyde Street #1 by Geoff Johns and Ivan Reis and various people for artist. Series premiere. A new epic era in character-centered horror begins as Ghost Machine launches Hyde Street, its newest ongoing series from creators Geoff Jones and Ivan Reis. In every city and town, off every country road and Metropolis Avenue, if you make a wrong turn, you might find yourself on Hyde Street. But be careful who you talk to and what you do, because the consequences make death itself seem like the easy way out. Introducing Mr. X-Ray, Pranky, the world's most dangerous scout, Miss Goodbody, and many more. Out to delight, fright, and say good night. What is their secret and that of Hyde Street? Only they know, for now. And we got Null Hunter #1 by Michael Walsh and Gustavo Vargas. Miniseries premiere from Walsh and with we said that, is a kinetic cyberpunk retelling of the labors of Hercules. Clay is a war hero who faces unspeakable tragedy after returning home. Seeking justice, he's forced into service for his estranged father's powerful company, Olympos. His first mission takes him to faraway N3M-3A on the trail of a hijacked shipment of war lions. You got Blood Squad 7 Strike File one-shot by Joe Casey and Paul Fry. Whatever Happened to Man of War? Actually, yeah, whatever did happen to Man of War. I haven't heard nothing about him in a while. After several decades, the legendary cyborg super soldier resurfaces, and Blood Squad 7 is deployed to bring him in from the cold in this extra-sized Strike File issue. But is he an ally or an enemy? All this and special guest star Eric Larson's classic hero Super Patriot. Oh shit, it's a one-shot. I think I might have to pick that one up. Uh-oh, lost my pen. Just give me a second. Alright. I might check that out for a one-shot. I like Super Patriot. I like all the stuff from the Savage Dragon style universe and stuff. So, see what this is offering. I don't know if this Blood Squad 7 means that it's a 7-character group or what. But we will see and we will let you know. I'm probably definitely going to be picking that up. We got Devour. It Happened on Hyde Street, one-shot by Maytel's Gut and Lila Liez and Alex Sinclair. We got Look Thin or Die Trying. ETH, An Impending Wedding. That don't make no sense. EITH, An Impending Wedding. I don't know what that means. Lily needs to lose weight to fit into her wedding dress, but struggles to shed some pounds. And what's worse, her super thin grandmother relentlessly disparages Lily's approach, instead lavishing praise upon a quick fix miracle supplement called Devour. As hawked by the mysterious health guru, Miss Goodbody, but is taking it worth the cost in this extra-length one-shot nightmare when it comes to Devour. All you need is one. Because it's going to devour your whole body. We got Hack Slash Body Bags #1 by Tim Seeley, Stefano Caselli, and Steve Kurth. It's a mini-series premiere. I could have swore we did the Body Bags run, but started it already, but I guess I could be wrong. Jason Pearson's legendary creations return to comics when slasher hunters Casey Hack and Vlad roll into Terminus, Georgia, in search of a killer. They're instantly up to their asses in bounty hunters. Meanwhile, Mac Clownface Delgado needs to school his daughter Panda in the ways of body bagging, and it needs to happen quickly, which means a private school lock-in for baggers in training, and a teen slicing slasher. Yeah, big knives, short skirts, and swear words are gonna start flying. Worlds collide in the most twisted crossover of 2024 that reintroduces the cult favorite crew of body bags. It's got to go on my list, but I could have swore I already had like issue 1 coming, because I could have swore I got a cool body bag cover, but I guess I might have seen that elsewhere. There's a Faster Than Light 3D Treasury Edition. I don't know what Faster Than Light is. I don't recall that. Done by Brian Haberlin, David Hine, Gerard Van Dyke. The world's first 3D Treasury-sized edition features 2 brand new horrifying stories of the FTL crew. Glorious 10 by 13 pages in full color 3D in a special Wink B cover. 2 different images on the same cover, one per glasses color. This is one you do not want to miss. Well, at least tell me what the stories are about. We got the feeding one-shot. In this extra-length horror one-shot, Nolan Ward has done everything to forget his disturbing past. Drinking, drugs, day trading, sex, and still, that past has caught up with him in the form of a twisted painting called The Feeding, which eats people. And it's hungry. Can Nolan stop this demon, or will he be devoured like so many others before him? From the team behind Kanto, David Embauer and Drew Zucker take on a surreal journey into one man's bloody psyche. A throwback to the vibes of Tales from the Crypt and Creepshow. When art is dangerous, no one is safe. We got The Horizon Experiment, The Sacred and the Damned, #1 by Sabir Perzada and Michael Walsh. Celebrated TV, we already talked about who's doing it. A new type of exorcist re-examining modern horror for fans of the Department of Truth in Philadelphia. Well, as far as I know, Department of Truth in Philadelphia had nothing to do with exorcists, so why would that go towards fans of those? I don't know. We got Ice Cream Man, Decompression in a Wreck Deluxe Edition by Maxwell Prince, Martina Marazzo, and Chris O'Halloran. A family on a cross-country road trip. 2 truckers hauling dairy upstate, and a violent interstate crash that stretches, slows, and warps time. Presented here in deluxe format, square-bound cardstock, is the collected edition of Ice Cream Man issues 39 and 40, a 2-part experiment that explores comic book decompression, the myriad conflicts of the human soul, and that magical place where prose and sequential narratives sometimes meet. Decompression in a Wreck is a comic story like no other, and one that could only be told by the team responsible for Ice Cream Man. Ice Cream Man is definitely an interesting character, but I don't know. I like to pick up some once in a while. Not sure if that one's pulling me in enough to pick it up right now. Got the Voices in My Head one-shot by Joe Pruitt, Juan Doe, and various people. Comes a collection of disturbing tales, chilling revelations, and magical adventures drawn by a bunch of people with a cover by people, and you're not going to give us... I mean, come on. A collection of disturbing tales does not explain anything for someone to want to buy it. At least tell us one or two of the tales, what they're about. I hate that. We got Le Mort, 13 giant size special one-shot by Ashley Wood, T.P. Louise, re-representing all of Ashley Wood and T.P. Louise's Le Mort 13 Tales, and especially priced on it. It's just a compilation thing again. What? Why? This makes no sense. We got Medieval Spawn #1, but it's a Destro cover, which Destro's from G.I. Joe. So why would you show that? We got Minis is by Rory McConville and Marco Itri and Francesco Mattina. Oh, that's the cover artist, I guess, which it's not that cover. Miniseries premiere. Before Medieval Spawn was torn from the past and stranded in his far future, he was a savage warrior battling across a cold and deadly landscape. He had made many enemies. Someday would even follow him to the present day. This is a tale of monsters, wizards, and Hell Knights. So I never cared for Medieval Spawn, but in this latest Spawn run, I ended up really getting into the character. But I don't. I want to see a cover for that. I don't. Well, it says 1 of 4. So if it is only going to be 4, and it does say miniseries premiere, so 4-issue run, I might check it out. But they got a $2.99 retail on it. or usually I can get the Spawn issues for like $1.79. They have been increasing the price of some of them, I've noticed. They're going about 20 pages ahead. Well, actually we're over a half-hour mark, so I am going to stop it there and we'll jump back with some more soon. So keep an eye out. We'll probably have at least 4 issues of the big catalog. It's what it's been ending up to lately. 4 to 5 issues. So keep an eye out for those. Keep following under Dakota Love MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. And we will get back with more of these soon. Alright, bye.